How is it extracted? What is happening? And this is something if we're talking about like teaching methods and stuff like that, you could get students to do like dioramas of, or like use like clay or kind of like act out and stuff like that.
We even talked about like role-playing activities which might be kind of difficult, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, your colleague here had a pretty good explanation. So first the soil is removed to expose sand containing semi-solid petroleum or bitumen. So the sand has bitumen actually engraved within it, and the soil is removed and the sand is taken out. Can anyone think of what in this diagram isn't there at stage 1? What's missing? Yeah, exactly. So yes, soil is removed, but before soil is removed, that means that an entire forest needs to be taken down. Yeah. So then that sand is loaded into trucks and poured into crushers to break up the lumps and remove any rocks that are there. And then it's mixed with warm water to create a slurry mixture and is transported by pipeline to an extraction plant. So they add a bunch of water. Does anyone, where does this water come from? How much water are they using?
A lot.
A lot? It's good. Does anyone know? So like a statistic here, it's not like that important. But 2 to 4 for every barrel of oil that they use, there's 2 to 4 barrels of water that needs to go into it right over the Athabasca River. I'm not sure the map, but does anyone know also where the Athabasca River comes from, like where the tributary is from? So if we think of it's coming, when it goes into Fort McMurray, we'll go back to the other map up there. So when it's this essentially is where the river would be going. So it starts from here. So I don't know if folks know what's going on around here, like right on the Alberta BC border.
Le lac au Canadien? The Canadian Lake?
Yeah, so essentially it's like all the mountains and glaciers there. So it comes out of some of the large glaciers around Jasper. And so a lot of there is a surge of water right now because the glaciers are melting, essentially. So there is a lot of water for now for them to be used, but as soon as that glacier is melted, that river is gone, much of which is being used. 2 to 4 barrels per barrel of oil is being used in this process.
We should talk about the one method that we're talking about right now. It's called surface mining, and currently it's the main method they use to mine the tar sands. But about 80%, I think, of future tar sands development will be mined by in situ, which is kind of the industry likes to describe it as the environmental method because it uses less water, but it uses like a ton more natural gas. Because, yeah,
which we talked about the Mackenzie gas pipeline earlier. We saw the natural gas coming into that area, which it hasn't actually been built yet, and all of the indigenous communities in Northwest Territories along it have said that they don't want it going through their land. Yeah, it's planned to be built anyways, and they've actually given approval for it to be built.
It's been finished with surface mining. They kind of separate the slurry, so you get like your kind of dirt and really toxic chemicals on top. You have your water and your sand, and then after the bitumen froth is skimmed off, it's mixed with the solvent, spun to centrifuge to move water and clay solids, and then you notice there's this diagram really isn't complete. Like, where do you think this toxic kind of crud goes afterwards? Can anyone guess?
Not directly.
Not directly.
Into like giant pools to just sit there that are really close to the river.
Yes, exactly. So the bitumen is transported for further processing, and eventually is actually a really high quality fuel that goes into our cars or wherever it happens to be used. And then yeah, this water and clay mixture here, which also has a lot of other residue and toxins in it, ends up going there. So Hannah, do you know what those are called?
Wow, I know.
The big
The
pools
giant
that you were
pools
talking
of
about?
toxic sludge.
Yeah. So they're called tailings ponds. And actually there's some images from space that you can see the tailings ponds in that region because they are so large. And recently, actually, I don't know if anyone heard about this, but it was released that some of these tailings ponds were created with just 3 sides. and there's no fourth side, so it just flows into the muskeg. As you can see, this lovely picture that we have here. So here's another picture of that.
Sides? They were supposed to
So yeah, it's like,
area around?
so they reinforce, usually these giant pools will like reinforce the sides of, because understandably, like it's a pretty toxic mixture that they have here, so we want to keep it contained. But some of them, apparently, they aren't even putting a fourth side on, so it's just kind of like floating into the muskeg. And also, of course, it's like even if you have a big pool, it can leach into the groundwater, and then exactly as you said, back into the river.
So sorry, is it the like dark sections there? That's the sludge pumps? Can you point at them?
So if you feel like this, it looks like oil.
Yeah.
So that, like all of this is essentially sludge pods, and this is where like, the oil is settled on top.
That's all sediment.
All of this whole picture here.
Didn't some companies also get fined for not having anti-bird stuff and having tons of birds like land there and then get killed?
Yeah, so Syncrude is one of the main companies that's involved in tar sand extraction, and they were charged recently $2 million for 2,000 birds that were killed. Who ended up with landing in these tennis ponds. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of discussion around, like, is $2 million a good deterrent, or like, so essentially what they do to deter the birds from coming is they have sound cannons in front of it, so it's essentially like a scarecrow type tactic to keep birds from landing in them.
And is it near, like, as soon as the bird touched the water, or whenever this is, they die?
Not necessarily. So this is a picture of some birds who were found near a tailing pond. So I'm sure people saw the big oil spill that happened in the Gulf, and how there's like a lot of rescue of birds and stuff there. So not necessarily, with a lot of how they can be rescued if they happen to be close enough to the edge to be saved and there's someone there. So it's not like an immediate death, but very often, yeah. So this is one of the processing plants. Depending on your class, if you have talked about climate change of it in your class and folks have a good grasp on what that is, this is like a good place to know what we think is happening here. And kind of looking at these sorts of pictures, you can see a lot of the emissions being released from this processing plant that's going on here. So this is after it's all been extracted, it's been separated, and then this is for further processing.
Go back and really quickly explain in situ.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright. So basically in situ methods, as you mentioned, it's more steam is kind of injected into the ground. This is for the oil that's really deep down and really hard to
It's
get out.
actually 80% of the oil that's at the tar sands can't be taken out by surface mining, which is mostly what's happening right now. But a lot of it, this is like a newer technology to get some of the deeper oil.
Yeah. Basically, steam is injected directly into the ground to separate the crude oil from the bitumen, which is then pumped to the surface for processing. So, and then I can't remember if tailings ponds are, they're not used as often.
Yeah, no, it's not as often heating tailings ponds, but there a lot of the chemicals that are put in and a lot of this is released just goes right into the groundwater.
Yeah.
So because this is happening at such a deep level, a lot of the chemicals released from this process, and also there's a lot of chemicals that they inject with the steam goes into the groundwater.
Sorry, is this what results in the burning water type things, or is that shale gas?
That's shale gas.
Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely shale gas.
What is the purpose of all the different chemicals that they use?
Essentially to like help lubricate it.
Okay.
This is also this is a fish that was caught in Port Chippewa. So I don't know, does anyone notice anything interesting about this fish? Red spots?
Another job.
Yeah, she has 2 jaws. Anything else?
His eyes look bigger.
fish looks bigger than it should be. I don't know if it's bigger. It might be. I don't know, but it could be. And there's like a growth going on back here as well. So yeah, as we were saying earlier, a lot of their diet used to be, or still is, traditional diets. A lot of which would include fish, for example. And this is what a lot of the fish that they're fishing looks like. It's actually like in the surveys that they've done is when you talk about the higher cancer rates, and it's generally folks who have traditional diets, some more sustainable diets, more affordable diets, that are the people who have higher incidence of cancer because they're eating fish like this. And like bioaccumulation, I'm sure all the science teachers are well aware of that.
We've talked about some of the environmental impacts, but can you think of like maybe some cultural and societal impacts that, for example, the tar sands might have on downstream indigenous communities? Does anyone have any? Like, for example, if you can't practice your traditional ways of life because the river and the habitat that you live near is polluted, then that's like a really big problem.
So this is a really quick video that some youth in Portugal made.